I didn't want to.
I think we're all waiting.
Went down to Little Oakhurst in the long saddle. We're back up in the woods. There was some big trouble. There walked a horde of undead, skelly zombies, and ghouls. They came upon a town, acting just like fools. You never ever thought we'd live to end the fight, but we defended them all with our magic and might. Go, go, go where you zombies go.
Well, we return to Long Saddle. Smell of smoke thick in the air. The flames still being doused by the townsfolk now that the majority of the attack has been repelled. Great number of wounded people, as well as just general destruction of those that breached the walls. As you moved from wall to the breach and helped push back there, the front gate eventually did fall, and Vinny was able to, what looked to be, a significant person, cast a spell, and that person fled. And upon fleeing, the rest of the horde seemed to lose some type of overall cohesive structure, and just became almost mindless and no longer moving in the giant hive type swarm or horde. Losing that cohesion, the town was able to begin to actually gain ground, push back out, and riders have now been dispatched into the general area to finish doing the job. It's well within their capabilities and hands. And that is where we'll pick up this week. I'm a little fuzzy on exactly where we left off, so if I misspoke or requoted something, I can.
That's kind of where we left off.
Okay. I don't remember if I described the person.
Yeah.
So the townfolk were capable and that the rest of the business was in their hands. Would you say it's within their capable hands?
Due to your tutelage and training, yes.
Yeah, larger armor figured with bulging veins, pockmarked skin protruding between the plates. Different kind of abomination.
Sounds disgusting.
Ew.
Sounds like my ex-girlfriend. Heyo.
Oh!
So the townfolk, are moving the wounded towards the hospital. As time passes, the realization that the siege has been repelled begins to set in. As town people walk past you and so forth, they thank you profusely for the role that you played in defending.
Vinny rips out a rendition of Johnny B. Good song, but I posted the lyrics in the in between to kind of relevant to the battle.
I having a hard time imagining this, man. I just can't visualize it. I'm thinking we might need.
I didn't want to.
I think we're all waiting.
This is when I wish I played an instrument, because I would totally play a bard and actually play it. I'm musically challenged.
Went down to Little Oakhurst in the long saddle. We're back up in the woods. There was some big trouble. There walked a horde of undead, skelly zombies, and ghouls. They came upon a town, acting just like fools. You never ever thought we'd live to end the fight, but we defended them all with our magic and might. Go, go, go where you zombies go. And you just having fun.
That's
fucking impressive.
That sounds like an inspiration.
That was
That
brilliant.
is definitely an inspiration.
Absolutely.
Holy shit, that was great.
That was good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was awesome.
Just kind of, everyone's tired, so you're just trying to cheer them up a little.
Imagine it's still in the middle of the night-ish.
Yeah, it's definitely probably close to 2 or 3, maybe in the morning. Dawn won't be too far off. Most of the militia is out in the countryside, basically trying to slay all of these remaining undead, and then those that are not have already begun trying to repair the walls and some of the damage. There's firefighting kind of crews that have spread out, trying to contain some of the flames. For the most part, the majority of the town has been spared.
For now.
Well, that's up to you guys. I just work here.
Just, sir, this is a Wendy's.
God damn it.
So, where's everybody? I know Vinny is still in his bubble by the front gate. You guys were last in the back.
I think the rest of us are on the back. Which I guess technically would mean we may not know that you've done your due. So
Yeah, all you know is one runner came, help, we need trouble, the front
you're right.
is breached. And then second runner comes in, never mind, he just walked away.
Yeah, just a couple minutes apart.
Maybe we should check on the front gate.
You hear music echoing throughout the town from the front.
Which seems to be lifting spirits around you. Everybody's kind of now walking to the beat.
It seems that we won.
That realization begins to kind of spread throughout the town folk as well, and you know the solemn faces begin to turn into cheers. The refugees that have taken shelter here, feeling a sense of relief for the first time since being chased from and driven from their homes.
That might be our next task. Just saying this, Sealy is escorting the refugees back to their town. See if it's salvageable. They can rebuild.
Well, Karl's definitely going to make for the front gate, looking for Vinny in particular, trying to figure out what the hell just happened.
Yeah, as you approach the front gate, you see it is in just pieces, just splintered wood all over the ground. You see piles of undead horde that were slayed. Vinny's dome is still intact, but is now caked with all kinds of undead goo and arrows just piled around the outer ring of it from the initial hail and just like hitting it and falling down the side of it. But there he is. Or no, they can't see you inside.
We can look
The
out.
dome is there.
I could make it opaque, but I didn't just because I had 3 archers in the dome shooting outward.
Well, the party knew of your plan and when you were there and stuff, but they still see that that's intact.
Yeah. And my 3 archer friends can go out if they want. There's no more danger that I'm aware of.
They've thanked you profusely. And kind of brag about how many they were able to actually shoot without having to duck behind, and that they played a valiant effort. They were the reason the battle pivoted there in the beginning. But they leave your dome to assist with slaying the remains as well as helping repair the town.
I'll poke my head in the dome. Vinny?
Nope, you can't do that because you weren't in the dome when it went up.
Oh, shit,
Knock
you're
on it.
right. Knock on it.
So you hit your head on the... Hello, bong.
Put your face up on it.
Hey, ya.
Make faces.
We lived
Why did they stop?
because we killed them. Are you
Kill them
talking
all?
about...
They just
is the whole party there or just him?
I wandered in.
Yeah, where's the party at? I think Vesmir's still somewhere on a roof.
Yeah, Vesmir gingerly taking his time getting down. He's in no rush to hurt himself.
Yeah, there's a big guy. I
Talgar
told him
will
to take a
assist.
walk, and he did. So we just mopped up after that. What happened in the back? Apparently, you guys lived too.
and the guy he was out there. He just walked away.
Yeah, you see a little goblin hand come out of the dome, and it's kind of weird looking. But then he casts minor illusion and creates an image of the armored abomination there in his hand.
It's a rough facsimile of it. It's not down to fine detail, but you get the general gist of it.
Yeah.
Scary looking guy, the muscles bulging, almost overflowing from the plate mail that he's wearing, just almost containing that. Bulging veins, very unnatural kind of.
Unfortunately, Minor Illusion
Right.
is not a concentration spell, so it's like he's still walking. Trust me, I'm focusing on that.
Hey, is everybody here?
They're slowly making their way, I think. Oh, wait.
No, it's just hard to tell because there's only 5 of the cameras that are on.
Oh, Mindleak doesn't have a webcam. He has to buy one for his
I'm
interview
here.
next week.
Oh,
He had
really?
to- He had to
He's
like.
had it on before.
He was trying to. Well, I think it's through a phone app or something. He was telling me.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
Yeah, I can. I need to come up with something creative.
Vesmir rolled a 4 in acrobatics to get off the roof. He's about 1 story up.
Well, I also said I was assisting you, so I don't know if that helps.
Oh, I'll roll it again.
By the way, Mindleak, if you do buy a camera, it does not need to be a nice one.
Not for the interview, but for D&D it
Yeah,
does.
for D&D, it's whatever the fuck you want. Knowing you, he's gonna go buy something crazy.
Yeah, I gotta wait till a payday or two. But it actually just gave me an idea. I'm gonna grab something really quick.
Gonna laser scan my
Yep.
face and make a facsimile.
3D printed on my new 3D printer.
Yeah, so I believe that everybody is there at the front gate, other than Vesmir. Or Vesmir is venturing over, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's there.
So at least I show the image to them of what's still out there and continually walking away.
I'll look up and say, so if that thing is what caused this, I could probably track it and we kill it, and it ain't gonna do it again.
Well, it just
Yeah.
looks like an abomination like the other ones with armor on it. How do we know it's the mastermind?
Oh, that's what I was asking. Okay, it was just another.
It could be,
Okay.
but it could have been the driving force. We don't know. I don't know its life.
Or we could talk to the militia, and I'm sure they have trackers. They could go and track it and deal with it.
Okay, I kind of like the militia members to live, But for now, it's late and people are tired and we need to finish repairs and then, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Looking down at the Baron and the Captain, how are they holding up?
They've all kind of started to migrate back over towards the town square that the tavern and inn sit off of, and the drinks are flowing. Eckert seems to, I think that was his name. I'm scrolling for
That's
it.
right.
Eckert
That's right.
seems to be
The
doing,
drugstore.
quite well, and passing out barrels of booze, and the revelry has definitely begun. Probably go well into morning.
About how many hours at that? Well, if party wants to do anything during that time.
I wish I had a Matt Mercer soundboard.
For the farts.
We have to find a way to work that into the group name.
We're the
did
farts
this-
and giggles.
Doesn't really work out to a very good acronym.
Oh my God, I didn't think of that.
Or a great acronym.
So, random point. Where I used to work, our usernames were based upon your initials, but prefaced with faculty or staff. And indeed, long story short, someone's username ended up being generated as FFAG, and we were all like, "Okay, what do we do?" Like, it followed the rules. We were like, "This is what do we do?"
Ignore it and move on. Plead ignorance in the future.
We kind of did, and waited until he complained or somebody noticed it. We were just like, "That's not okay," but
There's the rules. Well, Vinny's going to stay in the dome He feels safe there. Because he knows as soon as he drops it, it's going to rain blood and guts on him. And he's going to just continue maintaining concentration.
Okay.
Because it is still covered in blood and guts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like undead, piled at the bottom.
What'd Karl do? Karl's going to take a sweep outside the gates, being all stealthy and silent in the darkness, just making sure there's no additional threats that are unseen.
Yeah, you'd find what you would expect. Just undead remnants. I guess roll me perception.
Oh, sure. $16.
So as you kind of move through, you can see that the undead seem to vary in their state of decay. Some of them look to be much more recently dead than some of the others that have deteriorated, flesh falling from their bones. Based on, you can see the wounds that were caused by, that ended up killing him finally for here, but some of them definitely look like they already had wounds prior to this. If that makes sense.
If I see any more recently dead, I would like to look over their bodies to see if I can discern where that person originally was from, just to kind of see where were they recruiting most recently. Just, I don't know. I feel like I'm straw grasping, but we're going to try.
Roll me an investigation as you begin digging through corpses.
As one does. Ooh, that's a -1. And that is an 8.
Okay, so you can't really. It's common dress, peasant, stylings. Nothing that you can see in there is very regional or specific that you can recall. But it definitely does look like a fairly fresh corpse.
Keep that in mind.
What is the rest of the party doing?
Are there any wounded?
The chapel has been turned into a makeshift hospital. Most of the wounded are being treated there by the clergy, as well as Priestess Fiona.
Gotcha. Just peeking in, does it seem out of order? Does it seem well in hand? What does it look like?
The scene is very chaotic, reminiscent of the MASH 4077 here, as you have clerics moving between. There's appendages missing. The ground is definitely soaked and wads of bandages and so forth. They look like they're beginning to gain the upper hand and do what they can. You do see a few stretchers being pushed off to the side as they were unable to save some individuals, but for the most part the clergy do look like they could have it in hand.
They have it in hand.
Yeah, they wouldn't mind probably an additional hand, but
Okay, I'll just kind of jump in, roll up the sleeves on the old robe, and just get to work wherever I can.
okay. So you go into there. What's the rest of the party doing?
Vesmir's gone to the tavern and he's grabbing himself the finest goblet of wine he can.
So as you kind of make your way through some of the crowd, you're able to fight your way to the bar. Eckert looks very busy. He's just trying to fill and keep up with demand, as everybody's trying to get drinks and celebrate. You make it to the counter. His eyes light up upon recognizing you, and he begins to profusely thank you for helping save the town. He's like, I've been around long enough and I've seen enough stuff to know that without your help, this town would have fallen. So you drink free here tonight.
Very well. This is very gracious of you. Greatly appreciate it. I would suggest that maybe your town would need to be sure to train its inhabitants to better defend itself in the future.
I can't say that we get attacked by undead hordes in those type of numbers very often. Most of the time, it's a few bandits here and there.
Yet here we are, and he takes a drink of his wine.
He nods, taking your wise words in. He refills your glasses, and as you place it back down on the counter, and then his attention is grabbed by somebody else, and off he goes, swept back into the flurry of trying to pour drinks, spilling a lot of it.
Vesmir, for the most part, just keeps to himself.
That's so outside your character. Are you sure?
Just blends in with the crowd. Vinny, what are you doing?
He's staying in the bubble, watching out in the field, maintaining his concentration for as long as he can, and right before the dome fails, because I don't know how long it's been since he put it up. How long at this point?
It's probably coming up on 5 or 6 hours.
Okay, I'll give it another hour to concentrate and maintain the dome. Once that's hours up, I will recast the dome. So it's up for another 8 hours, and then I'll just go to sleep. And once I fall asleep,
Okay.
that should break the concentration of the suggestion.
All right. So in those 8 hours that Vinny is absent from the rest of the party, are you doing anything else with the corpses outside?
Would I know if they are still a danger at all?
You could roll me Arcana or Nature.
They're both -1, so we're. Which
Well,
I
then-
still hate that nature's intelligence based. It should be wisdom, but that's
It's
fine.
about recalling lore and information.
Oh, I know. All right, -1. Let's see what the dice do.
Da, 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 da.
That's a 13.
Not bad.
I mean, I'm not unhappy with a -1 and a 13.
You're not seeing any of them, move around. None of them are coming back to life. You're not sensing that they're going to. But that's really
My concern is that if it looks like they're not damaged enough, I would try to convince people to burn them. But if it looks like they're no longer a threat,
there's definitely militia that are dragging bodies and corpses into the bonfires that were laid and built by the party ahead of the siege.
Yep.
Yes, that's way too many holes to dig.
then that suffices Karl's interest. He would head back into town and expect and try to find a drink and a quiet corner.
Well, quiet corner is going to be a hard thing to find, but the town is in full celebratory swing at this point. Hi, what were you doing?
I'm in the,
that's right.
chapel.
You're in the chapel. So you walk over to an individual that looks to have had their right arm just ripped from its socket. They have stemmed the bleeding, but the two clerics that you're working with, or two clergy member that you're working with, rather, look very exhausted. And try as they might, they just don't seem to be able to close this particular wound.
Okay.
What do you need to do?
I'll use Cure Wounds.
Okay, so as you cast Cure Wounds, the bleeding begins to subside and stop. The wounds, he's missing his arm still, but it looks to be, for the most part, taken care of. They both look at you in great appreciation and say, our spell slots ran out long ago in the beginning.
Yes, I don't have very many left of myself, but there goes first level. There goes.
And so you continue to just kind of move through. After a while, you're down to just a handful, and none look like they are going to need any much more specialty skills that you bring to the table.
Awesome. Very good. I will just sit for a moment with the exhausted clerics.
Just leaned up like Hawkeye.
Pretty much,
The rest of the party is being given the pleasure of listening to the Baron and describe his heroic actions of standing his ground as the creature burst through, splinters flying everywhere. The local militia panicked, but not him, not the local Lord Protector at Baron. He stood his ground, and that thing broke and ran. To cheers from the crowd.
Before he can finish his story, Vesmir goes and interjects. Yes, it was very heroic of you to describe to the rest of us that there was no threat coming, that there was nothing to be afraid of. But of course, I mean, you slew the beast, did you not?
I didn't get the chance. I had to defend the stragglers that were still making it way through the breaches. But it was running last time I saw it, somewhere that direction. He points. I don't think we're going to have any more trouble from it.
Yes.
Not as long as I'm here.
Oh, yes, as long as you doubt the wisdom of those that warn you of trouble coming, I'm sure you will not have a problem.
He takes another big swig from his drink.
I want to roll intimidation on that.
I'm sorry?
I'm rolling intimidation on that.
Oh.
It was an 8.
Okay. He hardly takes notice and is already into the next story about how when the call came out that he rallied the people of Oakhurst and they came to Longsaddle's aid, rambling about how they've long had a connection between the two towns. I mean, at this point, he's just, being loud.
Vesmir finishes his drink and turns his goblet upside down on the counter and just leaves and heads up to the room.
All right. It's the sun's beginning to come up at this point, and you make your way to your room. It's quieter. There's still the din of celebratory activities below you, but for the most part, you're able to get in there. It's quiet.
Yeah, Vesmir just takes to the bed and just goes to sleep.
You collapse and are asleep almost immediately. What's the rest of the party doing?
If I'm not concentrating, I'm sleeping.
In the chapel, I will set up the ritual of augury.
Okay.
And I'll ask.
I can't wait for you. Do you get divination at some point?
I don't know. Let me check. I'll look here after this, though. Yeah.
That's gonna be the fun one.
Yeah, that thing's wild, man. I'm asking about what the potential outcome of leaving that beast that we fought at the gate alone. Can I expect good results? Bad results? Nothing, or both good or bad?
You get a pretty resounding whoa.
Okay. Overwhelmed with the feeling of just like terror and bad idea, that gut wrenching feeling that you get, when you think you've made a bad choice. Just put my shit away and okay. All right. And just get up, dust myself off, and head out of the chapel trying to find my companions.
So you find Karl in a quiet corner, pressed over, surrounded by a bunch of people, but he's having a few drinks. You're able to meet up with him there in the tavern. Vinny, nowhere to be seen. Talgar, I'm sorry, dude. Where have you been?
I was helping get Seraphic down, and I was also trying to get my webcam working, but to no avail.
Deep in thought.
But now I guess I'm heading up to bed.
All right, so you make your way. Is anybody doing any, or I guess that's just Karl and Tyee at this point that are not headed to bed.
How does Karl look? Is Karl a couple cups? Is he deep into the cups, or is he doing all right?
Tell me,
Like
Karl.
maybe 2 cups in, not terrible. He's snickering every now and then as he's listening to various conversations that he hears and people watching from the corner.
Is the Baron there?
Yeah, he's still there, regaling, just kind of flexing on everybody.
I will just I'll give Karl the little come here thing. And I'll walk over to the Baron, and I'll lean into the Baron if I can. I'm just gonna whisper very quietly. I'm trying not to make anybody else hear this, but like, it's not good that thing is fucking out there on its own.
Like you're leaning into the Baron to say this?
Yeah.
Like, so mid-sentence, as he's just kind of has an outstretched hand, like, talking about how he was pushing back this undead as it came at him, you whisper this into his ear, over the din of the crowd, just loud enough he's the only one to hear it, and you see just a wave of concern cross his face as the realization of, oh yeah, it's still out there.
We've got some time. Just set a watch. We'll get it.
He kind of stumbles for a moment with the story, quickly wraps it up, and then kind of pivots to you and says, "What did you have in mind?"
Well, we're exhausted, and it's gonna keep going. If Vinny did what I think he did to it, it's just gonna keep going for, well, hours probably. So should be fine for a time. Just set your watch. And
It probably
some
doesn't
rest.
move very fast.
No, it looked pretty slow from what Vinny was telling me. The little image. It's gross undead shit.
Okay.
But we'll get some rest, and we'll set out. Get it. But I consulted the stars. It's not good that it's left alone. Not good.
Elbow the Baron, but it'll cost you a little more.
In his inebriated state, and with that, roll me a persuasion with advantage.
What is my persuasion? It's not great, but hey, it's -1. That's a theme of the night. So
It's just gotta be good enough. It's just gotta be good enough.
That was an 8 with advantage.
Oh man.
8 with advantage.
That was a 9 and a 3.
Oh man.
He sighs. It's like, I don't even know how deep our coffers are, how much repairs we're going to have to do to this place, and we may have lost 2 towns in the nearby area. I don't even know the damage there.
Well, this job isn't done yet. That concludes this job. So we're still in the same job.
Okay. Well, you've not steered me wrong so far, so I trust your judgment. And,
But I stink. I'm fucking covered in blood, and I'm tired. I'm gonna go lay down.
he says that he appreciates the dedication and wishes you the best of luck.
Yes. Well, stars guide me.
As you wander off, you hear him begin storytelling again, although with a little bit less vigor and fury. So, as everybody retires for the evening, Talgar, you're headed to bed, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Any last mechanic-wise, any things y'all want to do before rotating a long rest? Okay. Well, the party sleeps and sleeps deeply. You sleep through, the din of the further celebrations, lunch, and so forth downstairs. And you awake around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. The sun's already quite high. You may go ahead and roll mechanically a long rest.
Okay. The dome is a hemisphere. So do I need to roll anything to see if I slept on the parapet or if I rolled over above the ground when the dome broke?
I'm sorry, I'm not following.
Well, the parapet that I'm on is kind of like a really narrow parapet, but I slept up there. The dome, however, is a hemisphere, so I can actually roll out onto the dome floor and be above the ground. So after 8 hours, when the dome expires, because I'm getting a full 8 hours rest, I'm either on the parapet or I'm above the ground, and I didn't know if I needed to roll for that or if I was safe on the parapet.
For narration's sake, let's say you're safe.
Okay, well, I'm suddenly woken up when the dome pops with the whole rain of blood and guts falling on me. Ah, oh, la, 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 la.
So you are now covered by zombie goo.
Ah.
You do see that quite a few of the bodies have been carried off and stuff, but this little area around the dome, nobody seemed to have wanted to go and mess with. So it's still quite, covered in gunk and whatnot.
That's fine. Oh.
So you head downstairs to the to Eckert, who is red-eyed at this point, looks a little sleep deprived, and kind of dozing off there on his stool. Most of the patrons at this point have emptied out and either are doing their day-to-day business, repairing, tending to the wounded. He kind of wakes up as you come downstairs. Ah, finally awake. Begins to work on putting together a little platter of food for y'all.
Oh, yes, good morning.
The morning came and gone.
Is it midday already?
Yeah, we're halfway to supper.
Just gonna nod, like, okay. Wow. Just accepting that the day is gone. I will look around and see if I can notice any of my companions.
Yeah, I mean, I assume y'all kind of came down shortly after each other and are regrouping in the downstairs as he puts the platter of food on the table. It consists of like some roasted potatoes and some boiled meats. It's like it's not much, but you can imagine things have been a little crazy.
What kind of boiled meat?
Texturally,
with
it
you.
smells
I'm
looks
fucking with you.
like pork, but it's hard to tell in its current condition.
I'm going to prestidigitation clean myself before going to look for the party.
I would say Karl would have 4 hours prior because he only needs 4 hours because elf shit. He's been just like calmly sitting in the corner sipping tea, waiting for people to arrive.
Sipping tea.
Pretentious elf
trait.
I don't get it.
Hey man, I chose elf. I need to lean into it, right?
Can I multi-class into half elf?
Can you do
That's the multi-classing.
can I multi-race into it?
Yeah.
That has to happen at character creation.
That's called
Can we
the
just go
melting
back to
pot.
character creation.
But I can do it. That's all I need to know. That's all good.
It's like
Wait.
custom lineage.
Well, I mean, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything pretty much allowed that.
Pretty much. But you don't get the benefits of it, apparently. You just to describe yourself that way, I guess. Kind of lame, I guess. Whatever.
What do you mean?
I can complain about any. What do you mean?
You get to basically custom pick that shit.
No.
You get a custom pick like what you look at, but like for instance, you don't get like the benefit if you are a custom lineage. No matter how you describe your custom lineage, you don't get like racial traits. You don't get like, get freaking
Like
elven
dark-
accuracy or anything like that.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, you do pick up a few other things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, sidetrack big time.
digress.
Yeah. Indeed.
Karl will come up to Tyee, who he sees come down the stairs, and just look and say, "What do we do? What do we do next?" Also, did anybody else get an error on Talespire?
Yeah, board update failed.
I'm not
Oh,
on
yeah,
the board
me too.
anyway.
I've been sent to the space between boards.
Oh,
What?
I reloaded
What?
forward. Worked out fine.
What board are we on? Because I'm just waiting on GM.
Siege
Long-
of Long Saddle.
Oh, I'm in there, and it just said waiting on GM. Let me reload it. There we go. Gosh, that was weird. Okay. So yeah, Goblin wanders into a bar looking for food.
Covered from head to toe. And
No, I prestidigitation myself first.
Oh, in that case, he's spick and span and comes in looking well rested.
Find a plate of food, have a sit down, and then just throw up another minor illusion of the abomination, and just pretend, make noises, die, 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 and just have a little fun. It can't move; it's like a mannequin, but he still kind of just looks at it because it's interesting.
All right. And we're all sitting at the table together.
Vesmir moves in and just
Including you, Talgar. Sorry to cut you off, sir.
no, you're fine. Vesmir discreetly talks to the party and says, "These men, they are foolish. They brag about their accomplishments when they were so close to death. They ignored the fact that death was even coming. So I don't know if I feel any, what is the word? Need to hang around if this thing is to return. Seems like a fool's errand."
Well, this thing came with friends, and now it's friendless, so there's no guarantee it'll come straight back. It might go back to where it came from. It might go somewhere else. We don't know enough about this thing.
there are plenty of armed. Oh, good.
When I was in the chapel, I consulted the stars. It's not good. This thing should not be left alone. We must pursue.
If it doesn't come back, it's gonna go destroy something else.
It is just going to be bad wherever it is. It could be in the mountains. It could be near the river. It could go to another town. Wherever it is a pain in the ass. It must be ended.
Vesmir sits and just contemplates these words.
Well, if we're going to go after it, the day is already half over, and it has a substantial advantage. So if we're going to go, we need to leave soon.
I guess if the tracks are fresh, it'd be easier to track it. Do I know?
I'm sure we'll be able to see it.
Well, here's the thing is, do I know how long I kept concentration? I did it right before I reset the dome.
So that'd be 6-7 hours at least.
So if I knew it was about 6-7 hours, I would say that it was straight north for 6 to 7 hours, which will be close to night by the time we get there. And then from there, it's already got that much head start to wherever it went next.
Well, we don't know. Yes, that is pertinent. That we do not know if it continued north or it turned back around.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Maybe it went east or west or any combination of those directions.
I just told it to go straight north until sunrise so that it'd keep going. But yeah, it's definitely got a head start.
And I'm not familiar with this sort of undead. Does anybody know, does the sun affect it?
Can I roll an Arcana check to see if I would understand necromancy in daylight?
You may.
21.
Damn.
A wide variety of undead and ways to manipulate necromantic magic. Some are very susceptible to sunlight. Others don't seem to be overly bothered by it.
Did it have a helmet on?
None of them crave it or anything. They do prefer the shadows.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It
Very-
did. It did have a helmet on, but the flesh of its face and stuff even was like just mashed in there.
Well, I mean, zombies and the undead, they're not favorable to daylight, but it does not mean that they are affected by it per se. If you think that this thing is going to be a menace wherever it goes, then I say I do trust your judgments, but I do not do it for these people.
Actually, well, if we must have a reason, it's there are a couple that come to mind. Your job well done. We haven't fulfilled our promise. We've done it partially, but that's part of the promise. It's just hanging out there in the wind.
One thought is that we could, kind of as a clue, check with the refugees, see which direction they came from their place. Maybe there's like a source that we can track down and check out.
Yes, I think that's definitely something that we should pursue. But I think it can wait momentarily while we pursue this thing. I mean, it is.
No, that's what I'm talking about. It might have come from
okay.
that place.
Well, we should just go outside and see if we can find some tracks.
I must ask. I mean, this is a promise that we said we would fulfill, but what was in it for our side of the bargain?
There's survival. Couldn't let a bad thing happen to good people.
I'm not so sure they are all that good, but I mean,
Well, neither are we.
I guess a promised word is worth keeping, at the very least.
There's also value in the fame and renown that the name carries. People spread word, this is what we can do, then maybe we can ask for more coin later.
And what name would that be?
We'll get to that, I think, once we figure it out.
I just assume we all have names. I mean, they'll get to know us by who we are, what we do.
I always thought we were the death squad because that's what we do. We kill things.
We do kill a lot of things.
Yes. It just seems a little forthcoming and maybe does not explain our full skill set. But, I mean...
Well, it's not like we're heels and chills. I mean... Anyway, he continues eating.
Just remembering that he has a new pipe that he bought sessions ago.
Oh my god! With all the kit and stuff.
Tyee is just gonna bring the pipe out. He just looks really satisfied with himself. He's just very happy he remembered, and he's just gonna light up and enjoy it.
You know what, Tyee, this is such a good idea because Vesmir offered to buy.
Undead
And-
abomination on the loose in the countryside, but we have time to pause for the smoking club.
We did convince Vinny to buy one. He wasn't sure about it, but he's got one too.
Yeah, Vinny joins in. When in Rome.
I pull out the pipe and, you know.
Classic.
Take out my 3 pipes.
Talgar suddenly feels left out.
Here, Talgar, you might appreciate this one as well. Be careful. It's strong stuff.
Take a hit.
Talgar takes a big ol' hit.
Roll Constitution.
Should we all roll Constitution?
Just tell me.
Oh.
7.
You hit lightheaded almost instantly. Have to grip the side of the table.
Talgar, I mean, the lungs of an orc are strong, but maybe your constitution needs a bit of a check, yes? You don't look so well. Maybe I should take that back.
A little greener around the gills than normal.
How do you...
Yep, that's fine. You can have it back.
Well then, do we have any way of tracking this down? Is there maybe cleric in the village that can scry on this creature?
Actually, you should. Maybe we should go ask. I tell you what. You go ask Karl. Let's step outside. Let's survey. Let's see if we can see something.
Well, just know that it
Worth a
definitely
shot.
went straight north from here. But I'll go with him to ask the cleric because I can produce the image of what it looks like. That should help if anyone has scrying.
While walking to the chapel, Vesmir just speaks about his disgruntledness towards these people, and he's just a lot of disdain in Vesmir at the moment. He's like,
Why?
These people, they are so frustrating. They make no sense to me. I do not understand this human nature. It is confusing.
Which people? The townsfolk? The refugees?
What do you mean, you people?
You're not there.
All right. I'm just being a sarcastic ass. I was not actually. That's not something that Tyee said. Yeah.
Right. The Baron, he's all of a sudden he there's no interest in what we have to say. We force his hand, and then all of a sudden he's the big hero of the township. I find this very deceiving to the people that he's supposed to be protecting. You know what I mean?
Well, the people did get protected, and it was because of him that we came here. So he did contribute, and I don't mind because, people feel safer, and,
Just for clarification, I'm talking about the guy who's in charge of the town, not the guy
that's the
who's-
captain. Okay.
The captain, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, this captain is just, he's all of a sudden like, no, we don't need protection. No, we fine. And then all of a sudden, oh shit, we need protection.
Well,
And
yeah,
like
you don't get an undead horde every day, Probably
then-
under a lot of stress in this position.
Just do not like them claiming what they do not have the right to claim.
Well,
Anyway, I
That's
digress. He's the cleric.
Okay, so as you make your way to the chapel, having this discussion, you arrive and you see a very tired-looking priestess. And you approach her. And she sees Tyee and thanks him for his
Tyee.
assistance yesterday.
It's Vinny and Vesmir.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Oh, does not thank Tyee. Nor she. And no, so she acknowledges your presence and your kind of face lights up, even though she looks absolutely exhausted. She comes over to you and says, "Oh, what can she do for the defenders of Longsaddle?"
I hope that the wounded are being taken care of here.
I'm sorry, you cut out there.
I hope that the wounded are being taken care of here.
Yeah, she looks around. You can still see the bloodstained floor and the remnants of it. For the most part, everybody's been kind of patched up and moved back to their houses. The dead are being disposed of and buried. Things are starting to return to some order.
I hate to ask this after such a difficult 24 hours, but I was wondering if you had the ability to scry. Or someone here that may.
He raises an eyebrow and says, "What are we scrying?"
I produced
Well,
the image.
As my companion here is pointing out, this is the creature that was attacking the walls last night. He he turns north, and he has at least an 8-hour head start of us. But we need to track him down, and we need to make sure that he does not come back and cause problems.
Seeing the creature, and she leans in and looks at it closely. She's like, I think I've got an inmate to be able to do it. So she goes back to the altar and retrieves the silver platter. It's been polished to almost a mirror-like sheen. She pours some holy water into it and begins to reach out to her deity and chant. So this will be a second hand. She's heard of it, and you're using a likeness on or a picture of the item.
Yep.
So I have to roll a save.
Does anybody else see Mindleak's camera right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is he still doing the nod?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I was wondering if he was going to rotate it.
That's what he spent this entire session doing so far. Just in this moment.
By rotate, I meant change the reaction GIF to like at the moment you're nodding, and then later on. But you can keep doing that too, because that's kind of
That's
great.
amazing. I love that.
Hey, my son
a
just
recent
got back
update to
from,
this.
Oh yeah, sorry. Hey, can everybody hear me? Yeah, hey, my son just got back from a thing, so I'm just gonna go say hi real quick, and I'll be back.
Yeah, why don't we take a 5-minute break real quick, since I figure y'all are about to go tracking
Go.
now.
Yeah, true. Well, I don't know. I would just be distracted the whole time, just be looking at the gift, like, what's going on?
It's a gift that keeps on gifting.
So, I have failed my saving throw against the scrying. Priestess Fiona begins to describe the scene of this hulking brute, as Ken has shown with his silent image. It is surrounded by a small posse of undead, and you can see that they are marching through what looks to be rolling hills towards in the distance. You can see kind of the like the outline of a small village or town with just kind of smoke rolling off of out of the center of it. He looks to be just making his way across the hills towards that settlement.
All right, so I ask, so what did you see?
She relays this to you basically in real time as she sees it.
Well, it seems like our work is definitely not finished. This seems like a terrible situation. Do you have any idea which towns it was heading towards?
She said it was quite a ways away. She didn't recognize it. Although, let me do an actual roll for how smart is she. She does not recognize the town.
Uh,
Rolled a natural 1.
as intelligent as Texans licking doorknobs. I get it. So, okay. Thank you very much. This is quite helpful information. I will definitely relay this to the other members, and we will be sure to take care of this as soon as possible. And Vinny, come with me. And
Well,
we
hold on. I want to try something too. I don't think it'll help, but if you give me a minute, maybe I could get a little something. Let me see. Okay. So I pull out kind of a short piece of fine copper wire, and I hold it up, and I actually cast sending to it. So I try to communicate with.
Okay.
So I try to communicate with it. I'm like, "Hi, buddy. How are you doing? Did you enjoy your walk north? Sorry about your friends. So what you up to? You can respond to me."
I
Quick, he's got to think of a voice.
So, at the risk of blue falconing, the target does have to have a minimum intelligence score to respond.
It does.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what the fuck to respond to this. It recognizes your voice from the suggestion. And beyond just the words that you hear back, there's the intensity of rage at that recognition. And he just says that basically a simple, I will wipe away all remnants of your existence. That's all you get back.
I think he's got to poop really badly. He's really mad. So, yeah, let's find the others.
All right, we should grab Talgar. I believe he's still in the tavern. The others are out front, and we should grab the horses on the way, yes?
Well, before we do, I think we should see if we can find someone who's got a map. Maybe narrow down some villages about 8 hours north of here, maybe a little more. Kind of narrow down the area that we'll be looking for.
This is a good strategy, but I mean, we also lose some time while we do this.
Yeah,
I
but
don't-
we'll save some time on trying to track him down. It won't take long, I don't think. We'll let this group decide.
I don't doubt this plan. I believe it is has good merit, Vinny. I trust your judgment.
Well, I trust yours, so after you. Thanks, Nurse Lady. Nurse Joy. Whatever your name is. I don't know.
Princess Fiona waves goodbye to y'all and wishes you good luck. And on your way out, she uses the last bit of remaining strength to bless the party.
Oh, thank you. Which only lasts a minute.
Yeah, but you feel good for that minute.
It's enough time to go maybe get the start of the trail, probably.
We still got to find the others. You guys. So yeah, I'm following Seraphic to find the others.
Yeah, Vesmir and Vinny, we go to tavern. We grab Talgar. We grab the horses that we rode from Oakhurst. All 5 of them. Or 4 of them, because Vinny didn't ride a horse. And we meet up with Tyee and Karl.
We all
Okay.
agreeing to this?
Well, they're still got to doing their investigation work, I believe.
Oh, right.
Thought we did.
We've none. What investigation work? I don't believe we've done anything.
Well, Ty and I split off and did some. Yeah, he's. I'll tell him.
Yeah, we were going to go to the gate and see if we could find like his
Track.
path. Yeah.
Okay, so
Right.
you arrive at the gate, and it's just footprints everywhere, undead, remains and so forth that haven't been cleaned up yet. It's a mess. But you do see, a few more distinct footprints over the others. So why don't you, I guess, if y'all are both looking, correct? Somebody give me a survival with advantage then.
I'll do it.
Be scared of Kalbren's -1s.
I feel like I've been rolling a lot, so I was kind of like, if he wants to roll, I'll be the helper this time.
Survival is wisdom, though.
I got a 19.
Yeah, you
There you
both
go.
have good survival, I think.
Based on the description of the hulking brute and the scabs that y'all defeated earlier, you do see a heavier set of footprints that look like they marched in and then they marched out. You lose them here and there, but you're able to kind of pick them up across the battlefield. They are going directly north from this, and so you think you may have found the head of the trail.
And I'll just hang out outside, smoking that pipe, waiting for Vinny to show up. Waiting for Vinny and Vesmir to show up. The flying V's to show up.
The flying V's, I love it. So they arrive shortly after with horses in tow. Everybody's got their gear packed up. You have found the beginning of the trailhead.
At least we'll, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say Vinny and Vesmir would just ask for anybody, just openly, anybody who's good with maps and knows the surrounding areas.
But also to send a message to the Baron that we're going to go hunting this thing down.
You're not able to find the Baron. He seems to have finally, passed out, and do not disturb sign on the door where he's staying at the inn. But you do find one of the militiamen from Oakhurst that he brought as reinforcements, and you pass on the word to him that you're planning to go after this creature. And then, as far as finding somebody with a map, while Vinny's doing that, you find Eckert is quite familiar with the surrounding area, have traveled most of the Sword's Coast in his adventuring days.
Yes, Eckhart, what can we find north of here? Say a good 8 to 12 hours north?
8 to 12 hours north is really not a whole lot. There's not much between here and Oakhurst, and you know that from your ride down here.
So the next town north of here would be Oakhurst?
Would be Oakhurst, but that's definitely more than 8 hours away.
Yes, this creature we're tracking has an 8-hour head start from us, so we need to move quickly. I appreciate your time.
Sorry to Blue Falcon myself. I should have made the point when Fiona was scrying that the creature, based on placement of the sun, was headed east.
Good to know. Well, we know it
Sorry.
traveled northward.
So if that
time,
changes
and then went
questions that you're
east.
asking Eckert, sorry, I should have been more descriptive now that I have my map in front of me.
Eckhart, so we know that this thing would have traveled at least 6 to 8 hours north and then potentially have turned east. Would there be a town in that way that, however many hours travel, that we should be aware of?
Well, if you're headed north and then you head east across the Cerbrin Hills, the next real settlement would be Griffin's Nest on top of one of the larger hills at the very edge that overlooks Shining White on the headwaters of a river that comes out of the Lurkwood.
Griffin's Nest, you say? This is good information.
That would be the nearest settlement to the east.
Didn't the refugees come from Griffin's Nest?
I believe they did.
I don't
Okay.
remember.
Well, we get back to the party, and informs the party that Oakhurst is north, Griffin's Nest is northeast, and that we can either try tracking its trail, or we can try and save some time and cut it off. But we would be guessing. Do you think, Karl, that you can track this better by following its trail, or do you think that we stand the chance to cut it off as a pass, so to speak?
Could probably track it. The problem is it has a substantial head start.
Probably nighttime by the time we pick up its trail if we do go northeast.
Indeed.
Well, it sounds like we're assuming that it's just going to keep on going its merry way. It has to finish its business.
Well, it told me that it wants to kind of wipe out all life, it seems. It's got a vendetta or hemorrhoids or something. I don't know why it's mad.
Not really quite believing the goblin. Like, you had a conversation with it.
Yeah, he was really mad.
Oh, I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, at the very least, we know it is heading towards the town, based on what the cleric was able to scry. So I don't. I mean, we do have force, but who knows if we lose the trail or not? This could be detrimental to the cause.
Well, the question becomes, are we interested in protecting the town, or are we interested in killing the thing? To kill the thing, we should probably track it. To protect the town, we should go to the town.
I don't think
To
we'll make the
make
town in
correct.
time. regardless. Well, let's start riding out north, and then we can decide if we want to divert since then. So that way we're at least making progress.
Very well. We should keep track. Maybe Karl, Tyee, you ride the front. Keep an eye on these tracks.
Sure.
If we have a query on the move, it's best for us to be on the move.
Okay, by this point, it is probably closer to 5 in the afternoon. I mean, by the time you went to get the scrying done, inquire about locations, let the Baron know, try to track the initial, footprints. It's getting close to 5.
But we got up around like supper time, right?
You got up around like 3 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm just assuming 3 hours have passed since y'all woke up.
Yeah.
Well, the longer we wait, the further it's going to get.
So away you go.
I'll just, since I'm not driving a horse, I'll play a country song on the back of someone's
Not
horse.
driving a horse.
Horse is
Let's
driven.
see. Texans say yes. Giddy up.
Yeehaw!
Oh my god, my your gifts are killing me. The fucking horses. Okay, so the party makes good time. By the time you cross the carnage of the battlefield, the trench that was dug, the ice wall that shattered an untold number of undead, you make your way kind of past that massive slaughter. The footprints become more pronounced, and you're able to clearly see that they are headed north. And with that, the party is on its quarry. So you head north for a few hours. Tyee, I need another survival check as you come to an area that you lose kind of the tracks in and reacquire them.
26.
Oh, they're over here, highlighted in neon. And you begin.
What is your plus to survival, out of curiosity? I forget.
8.
Mine's actually 9, but that's fine. I'm not objecting at all.
So you easily acquire the tracks again and continue heading north. You're coming up on just about 8 hours of kind of somebody on foot moving at about 8 hours. You're coming up kind of on that point. Since you're on horseback, you're covering more distance quicker and so forth. That makes sense what I'm saying.
Yes.
It does.
Kalbren looks really confused. So okay.
That's just his look. It's an organ thing.
So as you kind of come to that point, Vinny, you're kind of discussing, this finer points of how long you think the suggestion spell and where it would have worn off. In the distance, you see what looks to be an overturned wagon. Its contents spilled and sprawled across the road. A horse lays dead on its side.
Oh.
Of course.
No, horse.
Yes. I will drive my horse over there, apparently. Drive my horse over there and see what's up.
You know what? My axe beak is a patrol car. I completely understand.
I would just steer it over there. Man.
So as you approach the wagon, with your infinitely high passive perception, you notice that it looks like the side of one of the wagon wheels was just utterly smashed. Look around on the ground, you don't see any rocks or any obstacles that would have hit. The wagon, contents look to have been thrown about. And the horse itself, it looks like just its neck was just ripped out.
Oh, no. Any signs of people?
For this one, I'm going to have you actually roll perception.
Okay. It's lower than my passive perception. It's a 12.
So you don't see any obvious signs of people, but you do see enough to notice that there was what looks to be a very short struggle, and maybe a few drops of blood on the ground, but no body to be found.
Keeping a distance, I just have no desire to really get too close to it. I just it's only going to get to us. Let's carry on.
Anything of interest in the wreckage with a quick overlook?
It looks to have been carrying salt, probably coming out of somewhere in the mountains. The spine of the world's not too far away, headed south into the lowlands. There's a few other objects, just general trade goods, nothing of value or real interest.
They don't appear to be any of our concern. We have a quarry to follow.
Do the tracks continue north?
They continue north for a very short period of time and then venture off eastward. You see in front of you the rolling hills of the Seraphic Hills. The sun is setting at this point. The shadows are growing quite long. And you have quite a vast stretch of hilly terrain in front of you.
Well, partners, I reckon we head this wagon east. Or east from this wagon. Yeah.
God damn it, Talgar.
Okay, so.
Are we heading east now?
That's where we think he's going.
Yeah, actually, it would have probably already been dark by now because y'all were leaving at 5 o'clock. So yeah, y'all been traveling through the night. You stumble across this. In the moonlight, you see the Serpent Hills rolling across. It's coming up probably on, I don't know, 10 o'clock or so. Are y'all going to continue into the Serpent Hills, or are y'all going to rest?
We've only been going for about... Our day's only been 7 hours long. We've been traveling for 5 hours,
Yeah,
right?
that's right, because y'all have to get up late. Okay. Then into the Serpent Hills you go. Sorry, a little scattered.
Do you want us to go to that map? Is there a map for that?
No, there is not.
Okay. Cool.
Give me a survival check, Tyee.
Whose horse am I on, first off?
Helga's.
Okay.
Wait, no, Karl's. You're on Karl's the last time.
Then I
Wide
give
over that
guidance
one,
on
we do
your
a
search
15,
then.
So it's a 23.
23.
I was going to offer to help him, but like he's rolling high enough, it's unnecessary.
Fair enough.
Until I need to make a perception roll, then I'm fucked, apparently.
Well,
So with the consecutive good rolls, and for the sake of narration, you're able to maintain its tracks. You do notice that after a short period of leaving the main road, and the wagon wreckage behind, that there are two other sets of footprints that are now accompanying the large one. And as you continue eastwards, you see that it's joined by a couple more. And soon it looks like you're following a small little pack, and the tracks are quite easily invisible as you just continue to fall into the night.
The tracks. Do they shamble like zombie tracks?
Yes, the steps have an uneven cadence to them, drags here and there.
I just slump over a little bit, deflated in my saddle. Like, this is our source, gentlemen. This is it. You see, our poor wagoners, some other fossils.
Yeah, glad we're doing this now. Ain't that right, Karl? Karl, you there? Karl?
He does that. He's around somewhere.
Oh, God. Who's driving the horse?
I'm here.
Ah, okay.
So I actually, as that's all happening, excuse me, Karl, I'd like to look around to see if I can find if there is any. Do I spot any just owls nearby? Where I'm going with this is I can speak with animals, and so my intention here is to, if I see an owl, I'm going to cast the spell and talk to it and ask if it can help us.
I'm going to roll for the possibility of the existence of an owl. Natural 20. There's definitely an owl, a silhouette of an owl, and then crosses in the distance.
It's just there, man. It just
Imagine
works.
God damn it, Talgar.
Woohoo! So yeah, you see a silhouette cross the moon, silently.
If I see that, then I'm going to cast the spell, Speak with Animals, and call out to it, asking, hello, nighttime friend. I could use some assistance if you have the time.
And who are you?
Oh my god. What movie is that from? Who are you? Oh,
Just,
Alice in Wonderland.
yeah. So responding, I am a friend of nature. We're after an unnatural abomination that's ahead of us. If you could help us and show us the way, we could rid the world of its existence and help the natural order resume.
That seems like a lot.
Specifically, I'm interested if it could find our quarry and tell us the distance. I guess that's more. I don't want it to track it and like hone us in. I'm just genuinely curious, like how close, if it knows where the thing is we're after, to give us a gauge on like how far away from it we may be.
Okay. It says it's seen what you describe. So what exactly are you asking again? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. How? Oh, I'm trying to think of how to ask an owl this question. But I'm interested in knowing how far away it is. How long would it take you to fly to the unnatural abomination from our position, and in what direction?
I don't know how versed in cardinal directions that owls are, I guess. He ventured towards the rising sun.
That's reasonable.
Very early in the evening.
I infer from that it's not that far, not super far away, but certainly not close enough. We were going to push to it tonight.
You get the impression that you probably would not be able to catch up to it, even on horseback.
Tonight or in general?
Tonight for sure.
Or tonight for sure. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'm good. Kind of what I wanted.
What did he say?
Well, he confirmed that it seems like the abomination is to the east. It does seem a bit far, but we seem to be on the right trail.
Shall we
Yes,
continue? Because the longer we take, the bigger his friends will get, I bet.
I defer to the rest of the group. I only need 4 hours, and I'm fine and ready to go. But the rest of you folks need a little more time.
I don't think anybody's really expended anything.
I feel
I
that
cast Ascending, but that's not going to hurt.
I feel that if we waste time, then we face a bigger threat, and we do not know if he makes it to the town, whether that threat will get bigger, and we don't want that. I think being as quick and as efficient as possible would be key to this.
Does anybody know if that thing can create more undead?
Well, it brought friends.
Motion generally to the ground and the tracks around us.
There's a lot of living in the town that it's going towards.
which makes the reason to get to it first more important.
Yep, the longer
So-
we wait, the further it gets.
Again, clarifying point, the scrying description was that the outline of a town with a large amount of smoke pouring out of the center of it.
Presuming it already had sacked a town.
Out
Yes.
of character, that would be would be
Yeah.
inferred.
Would we know of a town in the direction that it's going at the moment?
Based on what Ecker told you, it would be
East.
Griffin's Nest.
Oh, so okay, most likely it's still going to Griffin's Nest. I kind of think I'm of the opinion to keep going forward rather than give it another 8 hours to
Keep
widen
going,
the gap.
and then we'll see, when we get there, if we want to stop or push through.
I think no one is against this idea. We should push on now.
Yeah, I think we should push it. Worst case scenario, we can maybe stop somewhere for a short rest.
So I'm hearing punch it, Chewy.
Got it. So, as you continue to follow the tracks, you get to a junction point where this small horde joins what looks to be just a massive river of tracks that look to be headed from northeast to southwest. As the tracks that you're following merge into this, you kind of just lose them amongst all the others.
With that said, though, we would assume that we would see the horde of tracks moving in a certain direction. It just wouldn't be.
Yeah, it looked like it was going, the horde of tracks looked like they were headed towards. Basically, you have now intersected where the horde came from, is remerged there, and that's where you lose the tracks.
Looks like they're going south by southwest.
Karl, Tyee, what do you think?
So the river of
just-
tracks basically goes stretch from the direction of Griffin's Nest towards Longsaddle.
Oh, that was the horde that did come to Longsaddle. I see.
Yeah, the tracks you're following have remerged where those came from. In my extremely convoluted way of saying that.
So these aren't new tracks. It's just the guy
No.
we were tracking made it back to the tracks that brought him to the fight in the first place.
Yes, and it looks like he's following them back where they came from. Probably
Now
would have been a
I
better way to
understand.
describe it.
Can I make a check to see if when they merge into when he merges back into the tracks, is he following them? Because there's like two directions it can go, right? I mean, is he heading back towards Long Saddles or heading the other direction?
Before you lose it, it looks like he's heading towards the direction of Griffin's Nest.
Okay. Well, it seems like he's just retracing his steps. He's going back to wherever the hell he came from.
God damn it, Mindleak.
This man's just on fire. This man's on fire. Let's go. Release your keys.
Let's. We should head towards the Griffin's Nest. I think it is.
Will we know how far we are from Griffin's Nest at this point?
If you pushed hard with the horses, you could probably be there by early dawn.
Go for it.
There won't be a wall to defend it.
Punch it, Bishop.
All right, so the party heads at a quickened pace, moving as fast as the horses can carry you towards Griffin's Nest. You travel through the rest of the night, and as the sun comes up, you reach a hill kind of overlooking the settlement that was Griffin's Nest. The walls, you can see even at this distance, have had several breaches in it. Most of the buildings have been burned down. The doors just completely splintered off of their hinges. The tracks leading just directly through the town, as if it was just a speed bumper or just a wave overtook it and kept going.
Because I don't have the exact notes, but I swear they hit Griffin's Nest on their way to saddle, so I don't think that that's where the refugees came from. I thought.
That would be correct.
Yeah. Okay. Just not like a new sacking. They're just going back, passing through where they already sacked. Cool.
That's what it appears.
Any sign of anything close, or are they still ahead of us?
At this point, basically the tracks lead towards Griffin's Nest. To investigate any further, you would need to, actually go into Griffin's Nest.
We got a big thing to kill. We might as well go find it.
All right, let's go.
So as you move through the valley towards Griffin's Nest, as it's built upon one of the larger hills on the very edge of this hilly country, it overlooks a valley, and on the far side of the valley, on the other side of a tributary that leads to a larger river, is the settlement of Shining White. And you can see even from this distance that the same fate befell that settlement. As you enter the town, it's eerily quiet. There's a low-hanging mist in the air that the sun, will hopefully burn away soon, but it's just deathly silent. Majority of the buildings have either burnt down or been destroyed. As you kind of pick your way through the town, you see a few bodies here and there, mangled beyond recognition. The crows have begun to come in, their caws kind of echoing through this deserted city or village. They're in towards the town square is one building that does seem to be relatively intact. And Tyee, with your keen eyes and vision, catch movement around the outside of it.
Almost instinctually, who goes there? Who's there?
The movement stops at the call out of your voice that pierces the kind of quiet. A few crows, startled, take flight, and it pauses for a moment and then begins to move towards you. And out of the fog, you see 6 figures begin to emerge, and it looks like you've drawn the attention of a small group of undead horde that have been left behind. And I need everybody to roll initiatives. We are going to move to... actually, roll your initiatives. Let me figure out what board we're going to.
While you
Wow.
were talking, I was gonna speak up and be like, and roll initiative, jokingly.
It was inevitable.
Okay. Roll.
I like this place. Working here gets you a 6-figure salary.
Huh?
Because there's 6 figures coming at us.
Speaking
Sorry,
of,
give me
like
just a second. I'm just setting everything up.
Yeah,
that's fine. Like the Tuesday game, we almost exclusively roll in D&D Beyond, and I really like doing the physical dice and having to math it in my head.
Nerd.
Well, we all know each other and
I-
stuff, and it's not like there's an integrity issue.
Look, you gave me an advantage, and I rolled what was that? Like a 9? Like that's
It was an
I mean,
8.
some of you guys even play Eve. You're very trustworthy.
Kalb's a fucking dirty cheater.
damn. The couple times I had a 20, I even pulled the camera down and check this shit out.
Yeah, and we got to see you in your beautiful boxer shorts too.
That was awesome.
They
Thanks
were-
for that.
They were
Showing
beautiful.
off all the leg.
It could have been worse. There could have been junk hanging out.
Could it have been worse? Could it have?
Let's just say it was very low, and if it went lower, it would have been incredible.
All right, we're on the chase.
Ooh, spooky music.
The chase.
The chase. There we go. Holy shit. Alright. My fucking bad guys roll fucking shitty ass initiative. Vinny, what is your initiative?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Vesmir,
22.
22. Talgar,
13.
13. Tyee,
Dirty 20.
20. Karl,
Also a 13 with an 18 dexterity, which may beat our buddy Talgar.
oh god damn it. Okay, hold on to your initiatives real quick. I gotta edit this. It added your backup characters when I saved the
Oh.
encounter.
What's Ty? What's your dex?
Not very high. That's like 12%.
I have a
Okay, that's very
17.
clumsy.
So
I built him
Vinny,
to be the
dirty
old man,
20.
and he sure is.
dirty 20 with
20.
the 17 dex.
Karl 13, Talgar 13, and Vesmir
22.
22. Honor roll initiatives, and there we go. Okay. Thanks everybody. Vesmir, you're up first. As you see these figures begin to emerge from the fog.
Well, we just can't have this. And I launch a Frost Nova into the middle of them. Dexterity saving throw. DC, I think 16. Just gotta check. Yeah, DC 16. Dexterity.
Just not wasting any time. First group fails. Second group fails.
23 cold damage.
So 3 of them look to be in incredibly bad shape.
Look lively, they're
Sorry, I'm
coming.
just trying to put the...
You're fine. Look lively, they're coming, and Vesmir will back up. Wow.
All of the creatures look bloodied except for the 3 of them that look extremely just blown apart. Your Frost Nova rips, like some of the rotting flesh that's dripping from them. Others that look more intact, all of them are just covered in this frost explosion, pieces of ice embedded in them.
Oh, they all failed, right?
They all failed.
They all moved back 5 feet.
Okay. Anything else?
That concludes my turn.
Tyee?
Maybe Vinny first.
Oh, is Vinny going
My
first?
dexterity is 12.
Oh, okay. Well, Vinny, you're now 21 initiative.
All right. Well, Vinny says, "Look lively, guys," and he backs up just a bit, but he will also start throwing water around at everyone and bless them. Level 2 bless, so the 4 of you get a d4 to all attack rolls and all saving throws.
Thank you.
Almost like this is coordinated.
No, just we know how to stay alive.
So weird. Just bizarre.
I shared my screen so Xandy can watch too.
Oh yeah.
Hype.
My turn now?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. So,
Is that you measuring the 4 tiles?
no. Yes.
I thought you were measuring to tell me what you were gonna do.
I am. Yeah. Yeah. So I will cast Spike Growth in that area.
Okay. So the ground emits or just erupts with these jagged pieces of terrain, making it difficult, as well as ripping apart at any attempt at movement. I don't think anything happens if they're standing in it already until they try to move, right?
When they move.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that really fucking sucks. Anything else on your turn?
That'll end my turn.
Well, the mindless idiots with their low HP and not having any ranged weapons
Oh, no.
begin to advance towards the party who have disturbed them. I guess I need...
They take damage per 5 foot square they move, I think.
Per
Right.
5.
Yeah.
It's 2d4 per 5.
So give me 5d4? Or no, 10d4. There's no way they survive this.
A lot of ones in there, man. It's 20.
Oh.
That's okay. They don't have nearly that much HP left, and as they begin to march forward, you just see like the remnants of their feet fail, then their shins, and it just grinds them down until like eventually they just have nothing less, and they're trying to claw across, but with it being difficult terrain, they just kind of embed themselves in the ground.
Kind
on
of
the
like that kid in
jagged
the
floor.
class today who just sat at the pencil sharpener until the pencil was gone. And I watched him the whole time.
Important shit was going on in his head. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
man. He was really contemplating life. He's like, what am I doing?
Holy shit, Ty. There are a lot of one. I just looked my mouse over to your roll.
There are a lot of ones.
There are a lot of ones.
They're almost exclusively 1s and 4s. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but I think he rolled almost average damage because it would have been a potential of 40.
It's exactly average. It's exactly the middle. Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Yeah.
All right, so those three destroy themselves. Karl, you're up as the other three look like they're gonna go soon.
We're gonna take our 40 foot of movement, 8 tiles. We're gonna dart over to the woods and vanish out as we get out of the torchlight of our friends, and then we're gonna start taking our shots. Gonna start with the front duder, which is A. Oh, there's more people behind him too. First off, we're bonus action throwing a hunter's mark on zombie A, as one does. And then we're going to take our shots, presuming with advantage, unless you tell me otherwise.
Yeah, you're in the darkness over there.
I am. I am the darkness. So that would be, it's 25 to hit.
Definitely gonna hit.
Kind of thought so. Plus 8 plus 9. So that's a 17 on the first shot. I'm going to do them kind of one at a time in case they start dying. So this is against Zombie A. Is he still alive?
How much was it again?
17. Piercing.
Yeah, he is still alive.
Cool. Second shot's coming at him again. That is a 27 to hit. That's going to hit. That plus 6. 5 plus. Those are lame damage rolls. That is an additional 7 piercing to Zombie A. Is he still alive?
That's enough to drop Zombie A.
Hooray! Looking at Zombie B.
His corpse falls on the spikes.
Engulfed by the spike growth. So our final and Dread Ambusher shot is going against Zombie B, as in Bravo. Again, 27 to hit for that plus 6, 8. That is an additional 17 damage to Zombie B, and then that will conclude our turn.
And he looks extremely bloodied, but still on his feet for the time being. Talgar, you are up. Did you see this unfold? The Frost Nova going off, just doing massive amounts of damage, followed by the spike growth causing just utter ruin as the 3 front zombies tried to advance. Kalbren destroying one of them and severely damaging the other. Kind of tease it up for you. What would you like to do?
Well, Talgar is going to move up as far as he can. Which I can't grab my character. There we go.
Yeah, not while the ruler's on the ground. You can't move a character.
So at this point, he's just going to hang out in front of the spikes and take dodge for whoever happens to make it through. And that's it.
All
Oh,
right.
the glorious life of a paladin.
With that, the zombies will look around, look at each other, and then move back out of the spike growth. So, Tyee, I need 2d4 for both.
Just 2d4?
Yeah, they only move 1 square.
Help.
5.
God damn it. Zombie B doesn't quite make it out of the spike growth before it snags his foot and he falls and impales one of the spikes into his skull. He is gone. But Zombie C has made it out. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, they're smart.
And that will be their turn. Vesmir, you're back up. Vinny on deck, if needed.
Okay, Vesmir moves up. What's my distance? That's not quite 60 within 60 feet, is it?
Didn't look like it. Well, it's just to his square, so...
So from my square to his square, so that would
Yeah.
be
It's 11 tiles, is 60 foot, roughly.
12 tiles. 12 5 to 60.
If that
12,
was that was movement, that would put you there. So I think that's
I
still range.
moved to where I am now.
No, but I'm just saying the distance there. If you were doing movement to there, that would put you in that square. So
Okay.
it's just on the edge of your range, but it's within range.
Okay, I shoot Ray of Frost at him.
Okay.
That is an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
And he's going to... Oh, good damage. 15 points of cold damage.
You see him slow and stagger. Even more frost now accumulating on his corpse.
And I'm
He's
going
still
to
up.
shunt him 5 foot in this direction. So Tyee, I need another 2d4 damage, please.
Dang.
I don't get a check on that.
No. It's if I hit, if they fail a saving throw, or they willfully want to, I can move a creature 5 feet.
It's 6 damage.
This is
It looks
cheese grater strategy.
extremely fucked up. Yeah, I'm realizing that this is what.
You guys, you're gonna make him like one shot us with the next mob. You know that, right?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It is making me try to think. How do I just got to make the bad guys way smarter. That's all.
Yeah, not zombies.
Dumb bad guys are not your
Oh,
friend.
tried.
No, for sure.
Is it still up?
For sure.
It is still up. It looks extremely fucked up though.
All right, it's my turn.
Yep.
I'll point at it and go ding dong, and I'll cast Toll the Dead. It has to make a Wisdom saving throw of 13.
And it has rolled a 12.
It takes 13 points of necrotic damage.
Well, it only has 1 point left, so it goes down even with its resistance to it. And we are out of combat. You do see a few other figures shifting around to the outside of this complex, but it doesn't seem that you've drawn the attention even with the fighting.
Wouldn't we have wanted to
sorry.
take them down?
What was that,
Well,
Ken?
y'all can figure out how y'all want to handle that part. These were just the immediate engagement response because of Tyee shouting at them.
What are they trying to do?
What do they appear to be doing?
They're really not even like doing anything. They're kind of just walking around in circles mindlessly.
They don't seem to. Huh.
They almost don't even, you know, they're so far they haven't acknowledged your presence. And the explosion from the Frost Nova and stuff was quite loud.
I'm going to shoot a level 2 magic missile and hit this zombie and this zombie. These two.
Okay. As you lash out and throw your arcane bolts, as they strike the targets, they just collapse.
Gotcha.
The others don't even take notice.
Any sign of the big guy?
Not amongst these, no.
Should we go and just clean them up real quick?
Continue.
Well, this is quite the unusual situation.
I'm
Why
cer-
they're just standing there?
I'm wondering the same thing. Anyone else more familiar with the undead could think of a reason? I'm not as I don't know much about these creatures.
I think we should all cautiously get closer and Talgar, while they are not interested, you should probably fell them as quickly as possible.
Talgar will, I guess, make his way up and see if we can start cleaning them up.
Obviously around the spike growth.
In Mindleak.
Yes.
Karl, wherever you are, do you want to see if you can fire some arrows? Maybe take a few more of them down.
If you'd like, I can start taking them out from here. Yeah, and Karl starts lining up shots,
Okay.
letting them rip.
So as you just start letting rip, and as you strike these, a couple of them take more than 1 or 2 bolts to drop, but you quickly start just kind of whittling through. Tyee, as they start taking their first targets out, you do notice a commonality among all of them. All of these look to be relatively more recent corpses.
Okay.
Just pointing that out.
Okay. No. Yeah. Yeah.
You got laser peepers.
These are fresh.
Like maybe some of the town folk.
Yes.
I am
Do
no
we know?
I am no expert, but I'm not sure that they can be turned back. What do you think we should do?
Do we know if they were reanimated via magical means, or this is it's obviously magical, but was it some sort of a curse or?
Is well.
Well, I mean, you're like you've dropped a few of them. Do you stop to discuss this, or you continue shooting into the ones outside here?
If a spell is tagged as a ritual, I can still cast it as a normal spell, right?
Yeah, and it does not consume a spell slot, but it does take generally a longer casting time.
What are you doing?
I believe that's correct.
You can cast it as normal if you have it prepared as a normal spell, not just a ritual.
Yeah, mine's yeah. So as we're waiting, I'm just gonna kind of wave everybody off and we're just gonna observe them for 10 minutes as I cast detect magic. I'm just like standing there, like just.
Detect magic's range is how much?
Oh god, it's like 30 feet or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where am I? I moved my ass up to where these guys are. Sorry, yeah.
Move forward. You get a light aura of magic from them. I believe that tells us the school. It would be necromancy.
Well,
Although
it's magic,
it
and it's that's necromancy shit.
there is like a weirdness about it that's not quite what you would expect from that, but it's definitely necromancy.
And I'm not too familiar with necromancy, but there's a certain weirdness about it that doesn't really belong.
I'm going to try something, and I can do it from my distance. Is I will cast Minor Illusion, and it's only going to create a 5-foot version of the abomination, but I'll make it appear between the zombies and see if they react to its presence.
You project this image, and it does not seem to. They're just ignorant to its existence. They don't seem to take notice at all.
I say we keep going. We're still chasing down the quarry. He's going to make more of these wherever he goes. Assuming that's what happened here.
Well, Karl, Tyee, do you see any more footprints of the abomination?
I give me a survival check, survival check.
Karl, you can.
Selection.
What was the question?
You can do a survival check.
Survival check to see if you can pick up the tracks of the abomination.
Alrighty.
Is that villager still alive, that rogue?
No, sorry.
Okay. I was like, ooh, an ally.
Okey-dokey.
1.
It's not a 1. It's a 17.
You do see some heavier footprints amongst the others that are shambling around that like to lead into this the remnants of this building.
Oh, actually, sorry. It's a 21. It's a 12 plus 9. I got 12 plus. I got 12.
You see that even better.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
You see the same thing I just told you, but better.
But better.
It's in HD now.
Yeah, it's an HD. Yeah,
It's a
go
better
on.
resolution than real life. Sorry, you said there's tracks going into.
into the building. They lead to the front entrance, which you can see is an iron gate that has been completely smashed off its hinges. Whatever defense it may have offered seemed to have offered little resistance to the horde.
So
There's debris and rubble kind of leading into the place.
So the guy is in the tracks lead into a building, or
Yeah.
Oh, so it's here.
This might be our quarry.
Vesmir is going to go up to them, and he is just going to mold earth, and he's going to put each one of them in a 10-foot pit by themselves.
Okay. So now they're just shaping earth.
Yep.
Okay.
So they've all sort of dropped in.
So after a little bit, like as you mold this earth underneath them, they just tumble into it, and then continue to bump into the sides of it as they try to shamble around down on the bottom, just mindlessly. Blank stares on their faces.
I think we need to breach this building, fellas.
Yes, that is my concern too. I just want to make sure that these ones are rounded up before we make our entrance.
Are there any girls there? Just kidding.
Visions, no.
Oh,
Because I'm about to do them! Oh my god. I remember that video.
Summoner 2, man, PlayStation 2. Or no, was it Summoner?
Summoner's
Summoner or
Geeks
Summoner
is what it was called.
Summoner. Yep.
Okay, it was the first one on PlayStation 2, yeah.
Nerds.
It was glorious.
Do you want to go in or call him out? I don't know how deep he's in, whatever's in there. What kind of building
Well,
does
you
this look like?
It looks like this was a tavern. It's in better condition than most of the other buildings in the surrounding area.
Vinny, sorry, I forget. Would we have known that Vinny had like sent him a message or not? I forget. I don't know if you shared that.
All he said was he talked to him. No one really questioned beyond that.
Well, that's fine. Like if we know you've talked to it, that's where I'm getting at. So if you've talked to this thing, could you want to talk to it again and see if you could make it come out or annoy it enough and make it come out and fight us?
That's up to you guys.
If this building is flammable, we also could potentially burn it from the outside.
Yeah, but if it's got like a basement or something, that's not going to help much. We don't know if there's tunnels or a mausoleum underneath or what's down there.
There better not be any more tunnels. This place is not allowed to have any fucking tunnels.
You don't like tunnels?
I'm just sick of tunnels.
So do you want me?
tunnels
I'm
were
just
really
checking with
pretty.
the party. Do you want me to try to talk to him?
Yeah, they were pretty, but Tyee is tired of the tunnels. This character, this old ass man, is tired of fucking tunnels.
They're not so bad. They're plenty dark. The darkness is great.
Just gonna give him a sassy look, like,
Translation: He's seen enough pussy in his lifetime to be done with it.
I'm just old, just tired of their fucking games.
All right, I'll cast another sending down to it. See if I can coax him out. So I take
Tell
out my
him
little
there's
wire.
juicy brains out here.
So what are you sending?
Hey buddy, remember me? We came to visit you. Want to come out and play? We're all juicy out here. You can respond to this message.
I was waiting for like clink clink zombies come out to play. Yay!
After a brief moment, a reply comes back. Leave now and I'll let you live. You hear just the slightest hint of desperation in its voice.
I think he's pooping. He doesn't want to come out. I think we should go in and say hi. Is what I say to the party.
Go away, baiting.
I think he's baiting, but he doesn't want to.
You interrupted all my balls.
Well, Talgar, I'm sure that there's going to be some doors ahead. Maybe you should take lead on this one.
Talgar's ready.
Go forth then, Talgar.
His favorite enemy, doors.
Very multi-classing into ranger.
Well, he has that
So
ability.
As
No, go on.
as you walk through the Iron Gate, the ruins and debris, the doors to the tavern are long gone. The splinters and piles of wood on the ground being the only thing that remains of them. As you enter this large room, just hold your character there.
Oh.
As you enter this room, you see that several of the tables have been moved and put together, and strapped down to it is a rather large-looking brute of a corpse. Stitched to him looks to be a third arm that kind of grasps the air wildly. It thrashing about trying to remove itself, but it is currently restrained on the table. There are stairs that lead up to a second story and stairs that lead below, from which the cellar you hear faint kind of shuffling emanating from.
Vinny calls in, not too loudly, into the room to the thing on the table. Hey, buddy, you need some help?
Its arm wildly grasping in the air.
I think we should put that thing out of its misery.
That thing sounds beyond help, Vinny.
Oh, he can be lonely.
If the party agrees, Talgar will go ahead and end its life.
Okay. So you walk over to it. The floor creaking underneath your feet. The rest of the party, what are you doing?
Keeping my distance along the edge of the room as best I can.
You know.
So Talgar, you approach it. Its arm kind of swinging, swiping at you, trying to grab at you. A crazed look in its dead eyes.
I just kind of say I'm sorry to it. I know it didn't have a choice, and I guess chop its head off and try to end its suffering.
Roll me an attack roll. As you begin to speak to it, it starts thrashing about. You raise your sword and swing it.
No whammy, no whammy.
Hit.
That's gonna fucking hit.
It's 10 damage.
You hack into it and only get about halfway through. It's gurgling and now trying to yell, but you've now broken it.
God. I want to do it again.
You're a vengeance paladin. Take your vengeance.
You raise your sword again, spraying just black ichor, remnants of its blood across you and the table. As you bring it back down again, roll me another attack roll.
17.
17 hits.
Another 10. God dang.
And as your sword slams back down, it's not a very clean cut. It's quite gruesome, actually. But the head is now severed and rolls off to the side. Its mouth moving a few more times before its eyes kind of grow still, and it ceases to move.
Nice swig.
Vinny's gonna try to go.
That wasn't it, was it?
Vinny's gonna try to peek down the stairs if he can, as quietly as possible.
Okay, you begin to kind of step down the stone stairs there. I'm sorry, what was the question, Ty?
It was addressed to the party. Like, this isn't it, is it?
I don't think so.
Way too small.
So, Vinny, as you begin to creep down the stairs, the shuffling is definitely coming from the cellar. You see stacked against the far wall barrels upon barrels of what like to be different brews of beer and ale. There's a decent amount of supplies stacked in the center of the room. A couple doors that lead off from this, including one iron-bound storeroom, which beyond you can see a figure in, laying on the ground. You can't make much detail out with the low light, but filling the room, moving around the supplies, is 6 additional undead creatures.
All right. I'll slowly move my way up and try to signal the party, mime that there's something down there.
Maybe we should secure this floor before we venture further onto other levels.
This is probably a good idea.
Talgar, I do see a door over there.
It's my time.
Give me a second. I'm
Shit.
resetting from the encounter I thought we were about to have.
My bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just last minute trying to label these. I realized I hadn't done that. Okay, Talgar, so you're heading over to that door?
Yes.
Okay. You approach which door?
Well, that's a good question.
Well, you're a friend of one, so.
I guess we'll check this one.
Okay. Well, the door appears to be locked.
I motion to our resident lockpicker.
Nod knowingly and come up to the door. Slowly take out our thieves' tools and start working the lock.
All right, give me a sleight of hand.
Out of hand. That is a dirty 20.
With a few strokes of your skilled hands, you hear a click. The door is
Fucking
now
Talgar.
Fucking thief.
What? Yep. All right. Unlocking the door, we'll pack up our tools, flourish, like offering Talgar the door, then take a step back and let him breach the door.
Talgar, you swing the door open, and inside the room, it has been stripped bare except for a small wooden crate, as well as a decorated cauldron. It's looks to be made of cast iron, but the outside has had pottery attached to it and different designs, strange kind of writing on it.
I'll relay that to the party and see if anybody wants to take a look at the box to see if it's trapped or needs picking or anything.
You say it looks like pottery?
It's just a cauldron that's been decorated. It's just make it
Oh, okay.
not just a cauldron.
Does the writing look familiar in any particular way?
It does look to be arcane runes.
Well, let's maybe come back to this and see what else we have.
All right, Talgar will move on to the next door. Attempt to open it.
This one is locked as well.
Don't worry, Talgar. We'll get it open for you in a minute.
I frown at the door.
Frowning intensifies. Imagine one other sleight of hand check.
Yes, sir.
Yes, of course. Of course. That is a 26.
Click.
Sorry. I have a plus 10 sleight of hand, so.
Oh, that's fine. These are not complex locks. So this room looks to be furnished as a large suite. There's a bed in it. Other than that, most of the rest of the furniture and amenities have been completely smashed and destroyed. There is a heavier, solid-looking door that leads off into another room from this one. Talgar, as you approach it, you hear strange noises from the other side. They sound almost like clacking. And you hear kind of like almost a strange bubbling emanating from the other room on the other side of the door.
Guys, there's some weird bubbling noise coming from here. Might want to be ready. I'm going to attempt to open it and probably assume that it's locked.
It is locked.
Karl will give an over-exaggerated eye roll as he walks up to the door a third time. Pull out his thieves' tools and give it a shot.
Vinny's going to guide you just in case. This looks like a more complex door to him.
D4, right?
Yep, Moonweaver guide you, just in case.
Gotcha. That is another 26.
You have
So
this.
as you begin to work your tools through the lock, you begin to turn a tumbler, and you feel a little bit of resistance. You pause for a moment, skilled in your craft. You tap around a little bit and hear the faintest click of glass from inside the lock. It does appear to be trapped.
I mean, if I don't have I imagine I don't have an option to like do anything at this point. Like we're going to probably.
You rolled high enough on your lockpicking to detect that to pause to determine what you want to do next.
I'm going to look at Talgar and say, "Get back! Just get back!" And then I'm going to once people seem to be clear of the door, I'm going to just try to like just drop what I'm doing and bolt and get at least 10 feet away.
Aren't you gonna...
Okay, so you drop your tools and you move 10 feet away. Again, I'm trying to articulate that you realized it was trapped as you were.
You didn't set it off.
You didn't set it off.
Oh, I didn't set it off. Oh.
As you were picking the lock skillfully, you detected something was odd about it and put two and two together and stopped picking to determine what you want to do next. Sorry, I'm just not being articulate tonight.
It's fine. I went the other direction. So if I have an opportunity to then try to disarm said trap, that would be my intention. Is kind of pull the tools back out.
And if you haven't used it, you can still use guidance.
And I have not used guidance. So yeah, at that point, then I would try to see what I could do to disarm the trap.
Okay, so then give me a sleight of hand check to disarm the trap.
Disarm.
Delicately try to remove the glass vial from the locking mechanism.
That would be a 22.
It's not a very complex trap. It's literally just a small glass vial that, if not disarmed before turning the tumblers, would have cracked and probably emitted a nasty surprise to the unbeknownst thief. But you have now extracted that, and you now have one vial of poison.
Hey.
Nice.
All right. And then I presume the lock would then after
Yeah,
once that.
you basically disassembled a portion of the lock.
Gotcha.
It is now unlocked.
It's unlocked, so I'll back away and motion Talgar and say, "Okay, it's safe now. Do your thing." Whoa!
Oh, Jesus.
Talgar, as you
Jesus
open the
is in
door
there?
and step into it, you see another cauldron with a purple glowing substance bubbling and frothing, and it fumes kind of lifting up out of the bubbling mass. 3 skeletal figures stand there stirring. As you open and step into the door, the center one rotates its head at an unnatural angle. Its mouth opens and a blast of flame emits from it. Roll me a dexterity saving throw, sir.
— 16.
So you have saved. You will take 7 points of fire damage. But you are now on fire. And I need everybody to roll initiatives.
All right, Talgar's been on fire before. It's fine.
Yeah, it's nothing. We're not in new territory here.
Quick, pull out your moonbeam. Get them all. Talgar knows that too.
By the way, I need to get myself like a dice box or something because
Bike growth the room.
You need a little desktop dice tower. That's what you need.
oh, there you go.
I want one of those.
They have
Vinny,
some really cool laser cut ones.
Vinny
They're really
has
cheap.
a 9.
All right, Vinny has a 9. Vesmir,
22.
22. Talgar,
3.
3. Tyee,
Crap, I forgot. It's a 9.
9. Karlben,
18.
18. And Vinny has the higher of the 2 decks, so he goes to 10. My guys roll. Utter fucking shit. Vesmir, you're up first. You see this blast of flame as Talgar dances around the main blast of it, getting scorched and beginning to catch on fire himself, but you see this kind of happen. What do you do?
Open my canteen of water and I use shape water to douse the flames on Talgar.
A snake-like tendril of the water emits from your canteen and moves over to him, dousing the flames. Talgar, you are no longer on fire.
And that is my turn.
Karl, you are up.
I did not expect to be up so soon.
You rolled an 18.
I know. So my intention was like pick the lock, then I moved back. I imagine I would have seen the flame.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to move ourselves over here. 15. We can see stuff inside. We're going to take our shots. So I think I can only. Well, they're not lettered, but the one. Oh, I can't ping.
Closest to Talgar.
Yeah, closest to
Oh,
you can pretty clearly see
sorry.
who I could probably see.
Damn it, I did not label these. 1 second.
No worries. I'll give you a minute to label. All right, there you go. Yeah, I see that coming in. So we're shooting skeleton A as an alpha.
Yeah, that's the one that head rotated around and began to blow fire.
And it's lit in here, so we're not rolling with advantage now.
It's lit.
It is lit in here, my man. Oof. That's a 17 to hit on shot 1.
17 hits.
17 hits. Would you say is Talgar in melee with it for sneak attack purposes?
Yes,
Cool.
he is in melee.
Got it. Yep. So damage purposes, that's going to be a 9 damage on the first shot. We can only see him. We're going to fire the rest of our shots. So shot 2 is a 19. Shot 3 is a 21. I think they both hit.
Yeah, I'll hit.
2 8 15 21 additional damage on the next 2 shots, and that would conclude our turn. All piercing damage.
How much total damage?
What did I say first? 21 plus 5. Sorry, I should have tracked that better. 21, 30 damage total.
All right, so Skeleton A, opening its mouth, blasting fire at Talgar, being immediately put out. You raise up and absolutely annihilate its form. The multiple hit shattering the bone, and it just disintegrates under the deluge of arrows.
For movement, I'll take the rest and move out of line of sight, and then I'm good.
Okay. And it would be the skeleton's turn. Both skeletons erupt in flame, turn towards Talgar, and engage him. Actually, I take that back. So, as your arrows pierce that last one, as it's beginning to disintegrate, you hear a high-pitched like whine for a moment that raises in crescendo, and then thud as the skeleton explodes, sending fragments of bone and fire in all direction. Both of my skeletons and Talgar need to make a dexterity saving throw.
That is a 6.
So you have failed, and so have my skeletons. So everybody takes 2d6 fire damage.
Oof.
So 11 points of fire damage. Let me mark that off on my creatures. They're on fire, but they're okay with it. And Talgar, you're back on fire.
Damn it,
Sweet.
Talgar.
They both will now make claw attacks at you as they move into base to base. So +4 to hit. Neither one of them hit. And that is their turns. Sorry about that. Vinny, you're up. Tyee on deck.
All right.
These burning skeletons attempt to attack Talgar.
I'm going to use half my action or half my movement to
Burning Talgar.
go to Talgar, and I'm going to use an action to try to pad the flames out.
Okay. You are able to use an action to extinguish the flames.
And then, do I have it? Where is it? All right, and I will use a bonus action. Is that a bonus action? Yep, to cast Healing Word on him. Cast. And that gives him 13 points of healing back. And then I will try to use the rest of my movement to back up out of line of sight. Nope.
Okay, the door will prevent an opportunity attack, but so you back up out of sight. Tyee, you're up.
Yeah. From there, can I see Skeleton Warrior C?
Yes.
Okay. I'll shoot a guiding bolt at him.
Okay.
$13.
13 does not hit.
Okay. That'll end my turn.
Okay. Talgar, you're up and not on fire.
Yay!
Unfortunately for you, you are starting a turn within 5 feet of a burning skeleton. And you
Christ.
take 2d6 fire damage.
Wow.
Take 12 points of fire damage, and you are now on fire.
Damn.
Fantastic. Talgar's just not doing good.
I don't know what to say, man.
At least there's
How about
beds
you?
here. He can rest later.
Well, Talgar is kind of tired of this burning, and he's gonna swing on B and feel a little bit of a enmity going through him. First hit's a nat 20.
All right.
So that's gonna be 24 damage.
Okay.
And
As you deal this damage and the skeleton begins to break up, you hear that high-pitched whine, and before you can react, it detonates, and both you and the other skeleton need to make a dexterity saving throw.
18.
You pass. My skeleton fails. Which one were you swinging at, B or C?
B.
So it dies. My skeleton takes 2d6. So 8 points. Tiger, you take 4 points as some of the bone fragments fly into you, and you can continue with your turn now.
All right. I'm gonna swing on the other one. A 24,
24 hits.
and that's gonna be 16 damage.
And with that 16 damage, you hear that high-pitched whine that you're also familiar with. And need dexterity saving throw.
That's a 16.
That is going to... Yeah, DC 13. So you pass, so you'll take half of this. So you'll take 5 points of fire damage, and you are still on fire.
Damn, all these max damage fire explosions.
We are out of combat. You are still burning.
Makes up for the
Talgar
last.
stops, drops, and rolls.
Talgar just drops to the ground and begins rolling back and forth, extinguishing the flames.
And I'll lick my hand and slap him once and go, heal and spit. And only for 10 points of healing.
Thank you. That'll help.
That doesn't look like a typical skeleton cauldron.
Can Vesmir do an Arcana check to discern anything about it?
Vinny wants to assist with that, if he can remember anything.
Sure. Both of y'all roll.
Nat 20 for 28.
Oh, there's no way I can beat that.
Well, I accidentally rolled with advantage.
6.
It's definitely, more on the alchemy side, but it is extremely imbued with arcana magic as well. Like you're detecting, thematically, like, hints of more necrotic magic, and but it's definitely some type of concoction, potion, alchemical creation.
Eye of Newt and all the rest.
Exactly.
Let's see. I actually have 2 empty vials, glass vials, so I'll try to see if I can collect some of this.
Okay. So you're give me a sleight of hand check to try to scoop some up without getting any on you.
Ooh, 19.
Definitely and skillfully shoop shoop 2 samples without getting not even a drop on you.
Hey.
Shoop shoop.
Just like that.
All right, I carefully put them away. Where'd you now?
And what does your store?
It's another heavy iron door, just like the one you just came through.
Talgar, if you're done burning.
Well, I'm sure this one will probably be locked too.
Talgar will go make sure it's locked.
It is locked.
This, I'm going to start by searching for traps.
Okay, roll me an investigation.
My investigation is not great, but you know what? We're going to lean into it no matter what happens. So -1. That's a 6.
So you peer into the lock. You move your tools around inside. You don't feel anything out of the ordinary.
All right, we're gonna get on our knees and take the tools out and start trying to pick the lock.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand.
That is a 21.
Click. The lock opens.
Pack up our tools back away, and then
Talgar, as you step forth, you find a closet, mostly barren, with a large trunk in it.
Talgar is just relieved he's not on fire.
where am I?
So what are you doing?
I'm gonna relay to the party that the room's empty except for a big trunk. If anybody wants to try to open it.
Yeah, if you could rescue my token, Callie. Not sure where it went, but I can no longer see it.
You can double click on your
You're
character.
above.
Oh, I double clicked it and it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't even the double click wasn't showing me.
That's no big deal. Early access.
Early.
Damn.
Jeez, what? I think I put it above again.
'Cause
So
you-
anyway,
Nope, I
trying to
just did the
shove
same
your-
thing.
That's okay.
Trying to
You-
shove
we know what
yourself
you're
into
doing.
spaces.
mine did the Karl's.
I just tried to move out of the way and I went up to the sky.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Theater
Karl-
of the mind, guys. Theater of the mind.
That's fine. Carl's just go and check out the trunk. So initial being that we've already been bitten by a trap. Step 1 is check for traps. Then step 2 is to try to open and/or pick.
So roll me an investigation to detect any traps.
Yep. Definitely investigation because we're just using our eye bubbles.
Oh, that would be perception if it's just eye.
Oh, okay. So it was perception. Okay. And I mean,
bubbles.
I did. That is 16 plus 9, 25.
You look around all the locks. Everything looks fine. You look around the edges of the trunk. Everything looks fine. As you get to the back of one of the hinges, you see just a hint of something out of the ordinary. A little extra mechanical piece of metal that you don't understand.
Now I think it's time for an investigation on the thing that we don't understand. I imagine that's kind of what you're thinking.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So that's a -1. That is a 9.
Okay, so you go back there. You feel around. There's definitely something there. You're not sure how it works or what it does.
we'll look back at the group and say, everybody get out of here. I'll let me see what I can do. There might be something. There might be something with this trunk. So that I can't. My token is all messed up because I screwed it up. So we'll consider the token as near the trunk. Yep. Presumably it's locked. So I mean, we're going to try and open it.
Okay, it is locked.
Okay. We will take our lock pick and try to pick the lock.
10 skill checks to investigate something later.
Cruel words.
I imagine you want another sleight of hand.
Yes.
Whew. That's a 28 sleight of hand.
Click, click. You undo both locks. They were not complicated.
I mean, hey man, we investigated. We thought it was fine. We're opening the damn chest.
You thought it was fine, so you didn't understand what it was or
Well, we
what it did. So you throw the chest open, and poof, a cloud of purple powder erupts from it, filling the room. As you try to step back, you inhale, and I just closed this tab. God damn it!
What'd you find inside that trunk? Was there junk inside that trunk?
What are you gonna do with
Inside
it?
that trunk. Okay.
That does 19 points of sleep at you.
Which is just a directly comparison on my hit points, I think, right?
Yeah, I believe so. It's 5d8 is now. I mean, it's not a very powerful trap, but
All right. Kind of doesn't really phase. 76 health, so.
Beyond.
you're dazed for a moment. But as the dust cloud settles, you approach the trunk again, and it is filled with all kinds of different alchemy ingredients. You see different powders and liquids and oils and all kinds of different ground herbs and strange ingredients, new ties and lizard tails and so forth. All kind of cornucopia of oddities.
Look at it and just look back as I look at Vesmir. Vesmir, Tyee, maybe one of you might find this interesting, and then I'll just like leave the. I'm no longer interested in it at all.
Okay.
Yes, this does look quite interesting, and Vesmir will pretty much just be throwing everything into the bag of holding. So, if you've got a written down list of what that is,
No, I don't. But we'll be doing some rolling in the future here to determine that list of items.
that's cool.
Okay, so you empty the contents of the chest into your bag of holding.
Correct.
Cool.
Sort of having a quick rough look at what it is, before, as I do it, so I remember what it is so I can get it out.
I'm assuming everybody's still back in the other room, Vinny.
No, I left that room because I don't want to be around any more traps.
Oh, so when did y'all go back into the main room?
After the sleep potion.
Okay, so then while that's happening and Vesmir is loading his bag full of all the goodies, as you enter into this room with Karl, the creatures from down below look to have been drawn by the rather loud explosions of the skeletons into this room.
Oh crap!
You'll have to give me a moment to move them.
Well, shit.
definitely some quality of life improvements Talespire still needs.
Not gonna lie, still waiting for the opportunity when like shit's really sideways and I cast rope trick and like do one of these. Everybody like climb up my rope and then hide in my hidey hole.
You would.
In your hidey hole.
Peace, bitches.
Peace, bitches. It's a granted spell from like the subclass. The Dread Ambusher subclass gets rope trick.
My zombies are like stuck.
Well, it's okay. You know, they can stay there. We don't mind.
Got a tracer in a minute and they'll just be useless.
3. There's one more. There he is. Tried to drag them and they all got stuck in the terrain layer. Okay, so these are filling in, kind of coming out of the basement as Vinny, as you emerge into this room. They look up and begin to approach you.
Ah!
What do you do?
Guys, we got company. I will cast Sanctuary on myself and take the dodge action.
All right, and with that, we will be rolling new initiatives.
Everybody, even though it's not in the room.
Yeah, that way we can react accordingly.
Ooh.
Vinny.
A whopping 7.
7. Vesmir.
12.
12. Talgar.
16.
16. Tyee.
17.
17. Karl.
24.
24. Karl, you hear Vinny shout. What do you do?
I mean, like I'd slid my token over, but I would have been behind Vinny, so I'm going to kind of like mulligan myself back to here. What do I do? Let's see. Haven't got a chance to measure.
You're next to the fire. Oh, I was going to say.
Yeah, there we are. We can move 8 tiles. That's dark enough for me. Being our emo self, we're going to take a run. We're going to spend all of our movement to get in the corner where it's as dark as possible. I wish I'd taken some sort of a CC. The closest thing to us, which is the Ghoul A, we're going to just start letting rip. First off, bonus action, Hunter's Mark the Ghoul A, and we're going to start taking shots. Shots. Shot 1
God.
is 22 to hit on Ghoul A.
Yep.
So, real quick, I guess I'm debating all 3 shots or one at a time, because the question here is if one of these things drops, I'm going to change targets. We'll just do it 1 shot at a time. So that's that shot plus 7 plus. Oh shoot! Yeah, I do not get sneak attack because. No, I do, because it's with advantage. Sneak attack. So that is going to be 22 damage on the first on Ghoul A. Presume is still alive.
Yes.
Yep. Shot 2 is a natural 20.
Looks extremely bloodied, though. All right.
So that's going to be that plus that. I have a feeling it's going to explode into a shot.
Is down.
Okay. You're watching the dice roll come through?
Yeah.
Next thing, we're going to take the next closest critter, which is the zombie B as in Bravo. We have one more shot left. That is a 27 to hit.
Hits.
Yep. That. We do not get Hunter's Mark, but we get our D8 because Dread Ambusher. That is a. Oof, that's lame damage rolls. That is a total of 7 damage to Zombie B, and that would conclude our turn.
So several arrows erupt from the darkness and strike down one of the zombies. Another one, taking a hit. It seems that they are now trying to chew that corner as 2 of the undead creatures begin to move that direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. They begin to move towards that direction, searching for you. The others are going to move to Vinny. So that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The other one coming to there. So 2 of them will swing on Vinny.
They both have to make a wisdom saving throw of 13, just for starters.
15.
For both of them?
12. So 1 passes, 1 fails.
Okay.
Oh, there's 3. No, there's only 2 of them attacking.
Right. The one who passes can try to attack me. The one who fails cannot. Since he fails, he must choose a new target or lose the attack. Because I have Sanctuary on myself.
He loses the attack, and
now, since I'm dodging, the one who's attacking has disadvantage.
It was a 19 with disadvantage.
With disadvantage. Oh, well, that... no. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. I will use cutting words to try to reduce that. Which will be a d6. Please roll. There we go. So that's 4 off his attack roll.
Well, he's doing 4 off his attack roll.
Yeah, so what was his attack roll?
19.
Minus 4. That's 15?
Yes.
So that would miss.
Okay, then. He does not roll damage.
And that is inspiration. 1 inspiration used.
He looks very confused at his weapon. Tyee, you are up. Talgar on deck.
Yes, I will move. Oh God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as I look down the hallway, do I see anything attacking Vinny, or do I just see Vinny?
You see Vinny and like arms and stuff like flailing at him.
Okay, then I will dash. And I can get there.
Yeah, you definitely see what's going on now.
And then that'll end my turn.
Okay. Talgar, you're up.
Bonus action, I'm going to cast a Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
And then I'm going to run and dash pretty much up to behind Tyee to get as far as I can.
All right.
And that's teleport.
Vesmir, you're up. Vinny on deck.
Hearing the commotion and roughly guessing where the room and space is, I will bonus action Misty Step into this part of the room. And I see what's going on, and for my action, I will cast... I'll just do another Ray of Frost at Zombie A. Which is 20 to hit.
That hits.
For 12 cold damage. And I pull him 5 feet towards me.
Where are you
up on the chair next to the pig. The barbarian.
Okay. So which one are you pulling?
This one.
A. Okay.
5 feet.
Done.
That's my turn.
All right, Vinny, you're up.
So I don't lose sanctuary. I don't attack. I'm just like, look at me. I'm Talgar. I can block. Ah, this is fun. And I take the dodge action again.
All right. That's your turn.
Yep.
So as you're kind of defending yourself and the party's filling into the room, you hear heavy footsteps begin to cross the floor upstairs, and the first kind of squeaks of boards under heavy weight begin as another figure begins to descend down the stairs into the room. As it emerges down through the stairs, you see this giant, like, plated figure with just flesh kind of rolling out of it. The plate, doing its best to kind of contain it as it begins to make its way down the stairs. And that is where we are going to pause this evening.
Oh, no.
Dirty bastard.
I want to do more.